Welcome to Science with Shri. As part of our 8th grade science playlist, today we're going to be talking about space and astronomy. Once upon a time, a long time ago, the universe was but a mere dot. In scientific terms, that dot is called a singularity. About 12 to 15 billion years ago, that singularity began to rapidly expand and release extensive amounts of energy. This is the beginning of the Big Bang Theory, a scientific explanation based on facts about how the universe started. As the singularity expanded, different elements, mainly hydrogen, helium, and dust, came together to form stars and planets and other celestial bodies. The Big Bang wasn't actually a big bang, it was an expansion of space. At first, it was really hot and dense because of the immense amounts of radiation. As the universe expanded, the radiation actually lost energy and became what we now know as the cosmic microwave background, which is one of the evidences that proves the Big Bang Theory. Another piece of evidence is the red shift and the blue shift. Well, what is that? Well, redshift is when an object moves away from us and it appears red. This is because the light waves get stretched, and the light waves with longer wavelengths tend to be on the red side of the light spectrum. This is similar with blue shifting. That's when the object moves toward us and appears blue because of the wavelength that keeps decreasing. If those are the basics of the Big Bang Theory, how were the objects like planets and stars created? Planets are created via a process that starts, like always, with hydrogen, helium, and dust. All those three ingredients were combined, creating a nebula, which is a cloud of dust and gas. Gravity helps that nebula come together and flattens it, creating what are called protoplanetary disks. Planetesimals, or minute planets, attach themselves to the spinning protoplanetary disk, creating, finally, planets via accretion. Stars are made with a process called nuclear fusion, when small atoms like hydrogen form larger atoms like helium, releasing huge amounts of energy. Heat causes the particles to move rapidly, and gravity pressures them to fuse together. This results in the release of a lot of light, heat, and energy. But now, let's talk a little bit about some patterns in space and the sky above us. Patterns in the sky, like orbits and all, create seasons. Constellations, moon phases, sun movements, and solar flares are all patterns that happen in the sky. A constellation is a collection of stars that forms a pattern. The moon phases are how the moon appears to us as it orbits the earth and sunlight falls on it in different ways. The movement of the moon, earth, and sun also creates eclipses. A solar eclipse is when the moon is in between the earth and the sun. And that's when, we see the ring of light surrounding the moon. A lunar eclipse, however, occurs when the earth is in between the sun and the moon, and the earth's shadow falls on the moon. That's when we see a blood moon. Another phenomena is the aurora borealis, or also called northern lights, which are caused by solar flares. When giant explosions on the sun send light energy and high speed particles into space, those particles interacting with our atmosphere appear as the northern lights. Now let's talk about gravity. Gravity that holds everything together is dependent on the mass and distance between two objects, while the orbits are dependent on gravity and inertia. For example, a mass of rock is hurling through space with a set amount of inertia, but the gravity of a larger object pulls the mass of rock into its orbit. So, we have created a multitude of space technologies to observe various phenomena in the sky. For example, telescopes, which magnify space objects to see faraway things more clearly. A satellite collects changes over time for the bigger picture. A satellite provides better pictures than a telescope because it is above the atmosphere. Another technology is a spectroscope, which collects gas materials and recognizes what gas it is based on a specific color or pattern. A spectrometer collects electromagnetic data